Hey friends, I'm going to read for you a vocab read aloud. So this is the one where normally we do it together and I read it and you guys just listen for the vocab words. But today I'm going to have you watch this video instead just because Pops Bridge is a little bit of a longer story. So all you have to do is listen and try and find those vocab words that you just reviewed in the previous video. So this is called the Bixby Bridge. 20-year-old Henry Whitman climbed up the hill to the foreman's office. Not being much of a talker, he'd rather not face the foreman, but he desperately needed work. He and his mother had packed what little they had in Oklahoma and had made their way out to California. Henry had heard of the bridge construction from David, a friendly clerk at the grocery store down the road. He followed David's directions to the construction site in Big Sur. The foreman was a stocky man with a leathery face. He knew what this young man wanted. It just so happened he could use some help. He was building a bridge unlike any other he had ever built. This bridge would be a single span that would arch higher than all but 9 other bridges in the world. The foreman glanced at Henry's calloused hands, hard-working hands. So think about Henry's life in Oklahoma. He was a hard worker and then he lost some work and now he's trying to find something else. And this foreman looked at his hands and said they were hard-working hands. Looking for work? The foreman asked gruffly. Lots of folks were out of luck during the Great Depression, so Henry beamed. Well, yes, sir, I sure am. He straightened up and removed his hat. He vowed not to let the man down. The next day, Henry reported for duty. As he inched his way across the bridge's skeleton, his heart pounded. The narrow beams were suspended over a foggy canyon and seemed to stretch for miles. The bridge crew welcomed Henry, showing him how to hang on tight. Balancing was difficult in the howling winds, and Henry gasped at the tide churning below. He had never seen water like that, and he certainly had never had to cling for his life like this. At times, the waves rocked the base of the bridge. Henry felt a mixture of terror and excitement. Everything they said about California was true. So it sounds like this work on the bridge might be different than what he was doing in Oklahoma. This one sounds like it's a little bit more dangerous than what it was previously for his past job. Henry's crewmates were helpful and kind, as were his neighbors. Each evening, neighbors visited with eggs from their chickens or milk from their cows, and grapes. Henry had never tasted grapes like these. Grapes like these just didn't grow in Oklahoma. Henry and his mother were grateful for every bit of food. They relied on the neighbors' hospitality until Henry received his first paycheck. In 1932, 1 year after Henry began working, the Bixby Bridge was completed. Henry was deeply proud. So was the foreman. Their work resulted in a magnificent structure. Today, people from all over the world come from all over the world to see the Bixby Bridge. The graceful design of the bridge complements its scenic surroundings. Its massive size almost disappears into the majesty of the land around it. Now the natural beauty of the Big Sur can be enjoyed by all. So in that you hear stretch, balancing, crew, foggy, tide, cling, excitement, and disappears, all referencing the Bixby Bridge. So that was just your little bit more introduction into the story, and also helping you with your vocabulary words as well, hearing them in the context.